Prince Andrew sticks to an odd habit at his 30-room mansion based in Windsor, it has been claimed. Andrew, 64, has been living at Royal Lodge since the early 2000s, having signed a 75-year contract to reside there back in 2003. Speaking of the disgraced royal, former BBC royal correspondent Jenny Bond said Andrew has a bizarre habit that he spends most of his time doing. As reported by The Mirror, she said, Andrew seems to spend most of his time either riding around the huge estate on horseback or reportedly sitting in front of a big screen watching live coverage of planes landing and taking off. Speaking to OK, she added, "It's not a good look." So the obvious answer is to persuade him to move to the vacant Frogmore cottage, which has been magnificently refurbished for £2.4 million, which of course Harry and Meghan finally repaid. I really don't think that the family trouble themselves any longer with how Harry might react to any decision. King Charles has reportedly been trying to evict his brother from the home for some time, but the late Queen's second son is said to be resisting moving from the home. Ms. Bond added, "The King is aware that having a disgraced Duke whiling away his time in a 30-room mansion that requires up to £500,000 of upkeep every year and something like £2 million in security costs to keep him there looks bad." Andrew previously lost his personal security following a Home Office review, and is now relying on a private security funded by King Charles' personal wealth. Speaking of this, Ms. Bond added, "It seems like a perfectly sensible and generous offer by the King to continue to pay the costs for his brother. The security would presumably be less at Frogmore because it is much closer to Windsor and within the security cordon already in place around the castle and its environs. It's time this grand old Duke of York marched down the hill to a property he can afford."